Turtle Island Preserve, long known as the sanctuary of Eustace Conway, the legendary mountain man, became the center of a story that shocked both fans and authorities alike. Known for his self-reliant lifestyle and deep connection to nature, Conway's barn had always appeared as a simple, rustic storage space. However, recent storms prompted a routine safety inspection that uncovered something extraordinary hidden beneath the weathered floorboards. What began as a standard check transformed into a mystery that captured national attention. Inside the barn, investigators found a series of hidden chambers, sealed crates, and strange specimens suggesting decades of secret activity. The discovery challenged the image of Conway as a humble wilderness teacher, revealing a complex and deeply personal world that blended scientific curiosity, preservation, and secrecy. A barn of secrets. Conway's barn had always seemed ordinary, constructed of hand-hewn logs and weathered wood, blending seamlessly into the surrounding wilderness. To casual visitors, it appeared as nothing more than storage for tools, grain, and memories of a life lived close to the land. Yet those familiar with Conway sensed something more. The barn was sacred, guarded with strict rules, and rarely entered by anyone without permission. Locals joked it was more museum than workshop, and the man himself often emphasized its importance as a personal sanctuary. This sense of secrecy amplified the impact of the discovery. What inspectors found went far beyond a simple storage space. Beneath the rustic exterior lay hidden compartments, intricate ceiling, and evidence of meticulous work, hinting at a man who had devoted years to preserving knowledge and specimens away from the public eye. The barn's ordinary exterior concealed an extraordinary, carefully maintained world. The unexpected inspection. After recent storms damaged parts of the preserve, county officials were sent to inspect Conway's barn for structural safety. They encountered heavy iron latches and difficulty contacting Conway, prompting them to proceed under official supervision. Once inside, the atmosphere shifted instantly, combining familiar scents of pine and oil with metallic and chemical undertones. Crates lined the walls, sealed and labeled meticulously, and a loose floorboard revealed a hidden wooden hatch descending into darkness. This staircase led to a secret underground chamber, carefully preserved and arranged. Inspectors described the space as disorienting, a shift from barn to a private, mysterious world. The discovery challenged assumptions about Conway's simple, natural lifestyle. This unexpected inspection revealed that the barn was not just a place of storage, but a meticulously maintained archive, combining elements of research, preservation, and secrecy in a way that few could have imagined. An archive beneath the floorboards. The hidden chamber below Conway's barn contained shelves filled with glass jars, preserved specimens, and animal remains, alongside journals bound in animal hide. Tools such as scalpels, magnifying glasses, and handmade microscopes suggested meticulous scientific study. The jars contained strange botanical specimens, feathers, bones, and organs, some glowing faintly under flashlight beams. Crates bearing government-like markings hinted at a connection to official projects, while reels of film documented experiments and observations in Conway's distinctive handwriting. The journals described parallels between human anatomy and animal physiology, endurance studies, and adaptations to harsh environments. Investigators realized that Conway's work went far beyond casual observation, representing decades of detailed study and documentation. This underground archive painted a portrait of a man deeply obsessed with understanding nature, survival, and the limits of human and animal adaptability. The discovery blurred the line between a wilderness lifestyle and scientific exploration. The skeleton and the adaptive reversion model. During a second sweep of the barn, investigators uncovered a sealed chamber containing a skeletal figure unlike any known human specimen. Its proportions were unusual, with elongated arms, thin fingers, and a metallic sheen to the bones. Nearby, a journal described the find as an adaptive reversion model, linking it to Conway's studies on primal human adaptations and endurance. Forensic experts were baffled, questioning whether the skeleton represented an undiscovered species, a preserved experiment, or a hybrid between man and animal. Conway's cryptic statement that it was not death, its transition, only deepened the mystery. The discovery forced authorities to reconsider everything they thought they knew about the man who had dedicated his life to simplicity. The presence of the skeleton, along with detailed notes and careful preservation methods, suggested that Conway's experiments or documentation continued far more recently than previously believed. Tunnels beneath Turtle Island. The investigation expanded beyond the barn as inspectors discovered interconnected tunnels beneath the preserve. Narrow, hand-carved passages extended nearly 200 feet into the earth, lined with timber supports and old lantern hooks. Within the tunnels were additional artifacts, cages, jars, and maps detailing areas throughout the Appalachian Range. Some maps referenced mysterious locations marked R1 through R7, suggesting a purpose that extended beyond the preserve itself. Certain documents bore official-looking stamps that were later denied by government agencies, fueling speculation about a covert environmental or scientific project. The tunnels suggested a deliberate and long-term effort to conceal knowledge and materials underground. Conway's journals corresponded with the tunnel system, showing careful planning and consistent intent. The discovery highlighted the scope of Conway's secret work, revealing that his influence on the region and study of nature may have been far broader and more intricate than anyone imagined. Journals of knowledge and mystery. Among the artifacts were journals detailing years of observations and experiments. Some entries described adaptive reversion, the physiological and psychological endurance of humans, and studies linking human anatomy to the natural world. Certain passages referenced findings that predated Conway's ownership of the preserve, suggesting he had unearthed remnants from unknown species or ancient discoveries and intentionally preserved them. Red ink entries indicated discoveries that emitted bioluminescent residue, potentially explaining the skeleton's unusual properties. Conway's writings reflected a deep philosophical and scientific approach to nature, blending observation, experimentation, and preservation. These journals became critical to understanding the context of the findings. Rather than a simple catalog of specimens, the notes revealed a man driven by curiosity and a desire to protect knowledge that he believed the wider world was unprepared to comprehend. Eustace Conway's background, understanding Conway's past, provides insight into his motivations. Born in South Carolina in 1961, he grew up in a strict academic household where curiosity was prized. From a young age, Conway was fascinated by biology, often dissecting small animals to understand anatomy and survival. He pursued environmental studies and anthropology at Appalachian State University, where he explored human adaptation, endurance, and the ethical limits of observation. Early experiences, including living alone in the Blue Ridge Mountains through harsh winters, shaped his philosophy and inspired detailed documentation of survival techniques. These experiences aligned with the journals found in his barn, connecting decades of fieldwork with recent discoveries. Conway's history explains his obsession with preservation, experimentation, and study of life in extreme conditions, framing the barn's contents as the continuation of a lifelong mission rather than isolated acts of secrecy. Legacy and the continuing mystery, the discoveries beneath Turtle Island Preserve left the world questioning Conway's legacy. What began as a routine inspection revealed an underground archive, tunnels, journals, skeletal specimens, and possibly unknown species. Federal agencies and environmental authorities became involved, and the scope of the investigation suggested that Conway's secret work spanned decades and may still hold hidden discoveries. While his supporters view him as a visionary protecting knowledge, skeptics worry about ethics and legality. Conway himself maintained his silence, emphasizing the Earth's memory and the need to preserve discoveries beyond human comprehension. The mystery remains unresolved, leaving Turtle Island as both a sanctuary and a site of scientific intrigue. Conway's story illustrates how one individual's curiosity, combined with secrecy, can challenge perceptions of reality and reveal hidden layers of nature the world is not ready to understand.